Okay, we'll go ahead and get started.
I guess
show
we're,
5:59, but it'll.
we're, yeah, a few seconds early.
First item on the agenda this evening for our North Township Advisory Board meeting is the approval of the October 20th, 2025 minutes. We were provided a copy as members. And is there any notation and a copy in the back for the public? Any additions or corrections? No. None noted. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Steve, in a second. Judy, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. It passed 3-0. Territory board recommendations.
Okay, the first item was, well, it's not really the first item, it's the first item on my list, guys, okay. Was the territory board made a recommendation to purchase a Lucas device, which is a CPR device. Do you have the numbers there?
No, Chad didn't leave those with you.
Oh,
I
God
have
bless you.
that, I
Thank you,
think.
Steve.
14,000,
I was thinking 16. Let's just let Steve do this.
well, it was one number plus the pro gear.
16,246.53.
Thank you.
I would move that we purchase two so that each ambulance has one. And that we should we utilize the rainy day?
We can, that's one of the things we'll be discussing is the appropriation that we intend to do next month.
Would it throw your plan off if I made that part of the motion that this would come out of the rainy day fund?
No.
And to utilize the rainy day fund for that?
How about the appropriation of the funds from the rainy day fund?
Appropriation for the funds. I may have you word that.
That's
for
fine.
me. But I don't know, as I was thinking about it, we're getting one of them. Well, what if,
The other ambulance is the one that goes.
it just felt to me like, why are we getting just one? If this is something that's important, then it should be in both ambulances. Am I wrong in that?
In a perfect world, that would be awesome. So typically, how do I explain that? So we assign one ambulance every Monday. So every Monday, the opposite ambulance is first out. So theoretically, we could move that equipment to the primary ambulance. Is there a small chance that someday that first ambulance could be transporting a patient and we get a second call that's a full arrest and would love to have a Lucas device on the second one? If the funds are available and you guys were willing, I would love to have two of them. If that's not an option, then we'll do the best we can to move the equipment back and forth every Monday.
I'll keep my motion and see if there's a second.
I will second.
Okay, the motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? Funds available, adequate funds? Okay. All right, any
Yeah.
further discussion past that? All right, all those in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign?
The radio bill for the install of the, it's a VHF slash,
We were I quoted this, knew that it was coming for the radio in Mobile 1. The ambulance service owned that, so when the split happened, I quoted this like 2 months ago, and then all of a sudden on a Thursday, John texts me and says they're coming on the following Wednesday to take that radio out. Obviously, our ambulance has to have the radio, so it was $8,847.81. So they took two radios out that the ambulance service owned, and I replaced it with one that is capable of doing VHF and 800. So we can still talk to dispatch and talk to the hospitals on the VHF side. So there was a little programming issue with a couple of the iHearn channels to talk to the hospital, so I'm holding on to that invoice. I haven't sent a PO over to the trustee for it until I get it squared away.
So I'm confused. You have one in there that is just like an extra or an old one or something, or you already made the purchase and,
It was the radio that had to be turned over per the settlement.
okay,
So the radio that was in that ambulance was removed, so we
it
had to
was-
replace it.
The older system was 2 radios, an 800 megahertz radio and a VHF radio.
The new one.
The new one is called dual band, so it will do both. So I replaced, they took 2 radios out, I put
And put
one
one.
radio back in that will do the exact same thing as the 2 old ones. I saved myself a couple $100 for install because they were able to do it in the same day. And the ambulance was not taken out of service to do it other than that day, so. That was kind of one of those, I didn't really have a chance to get too much approval other than I knew that it had been talked about and knew that it was gonna have to happen. So,
action wouldn't be required because it's within the budget. Is that correct, or do we need? to-
Correct, it was the territory board made the recommendation for the bill to be paid once they've made the necessary changes. So it's just coming to you guys as a recommendation, but the money is in the budget for us to do that, so.
I move that we just voice our support of that and appreciation and glad it's done.
Thank you. The vent fan,
So we don't need a motion, I guess.
oh, I'm sorry, no, I'm sorry. It's my brain right now,
That's all right.
guys.
So we have a motion that's been made.
Yes,
Concerning the radio. Do I have a second? And a second. We've discussed that. All in favor of that motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
thank you. I'll let you talk about the
So
vent fan.
we had an alarm, actually a call for a smoke in the school, at the elementary school. It's going on a month ago now, 3 weeks ago, something like that. And we pulled up there and of course the gym and the one hallway in front of the cafeteria, for those that are familiar with how the school's laid out, was full of smoke. And this was after hours. There was kids playing basketball, or I don't know what it was there. There was a few adults and janitors there. Nonetheless, a furnace motor had burned up and spread smoke throughout that first hallway, part of the cafeteria and the gym. And for structure fires, we use gas-powered fans to ventilate the structure, but there's already full of fumes. We have one electric fan on a truck that is battery-powered with DeWalt batteries, but one fan, and let alone 3 fans total, because we were using mutual aid companies there. We were struggling to get enough airflow through the gym, be it how big it is and how tall the ceilings were. And so I had asked, looking at our budget, I had asked for the approval to purchase another DeWalt-powered battery fan, which they made the recommendation for Monday night. I got one quote and I wasn't real pleased with it. It is $7,974. That's about $1,000 more than I was expecting. So I'm gonna do a little more digging. I think I can get that down to about a $7,000 fan, which is what I originally proposed. And it depends what batteries come with it and how many batteries come with it, or if you buy it without any batteries, so.
So the recommendation coming from the fire territory is to purchase an additional electric fan unit for approximately $7,000.
Yeah.
Don't have the exact numbers yet.
I move that we authorize that, approve that.
Okay, I'll second that. Any other discussion on that?
No,
Okay, All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign.
That was it for the equipment, like the fire department. Okay. So then the, employee, so on Monday evening, there were, interviews held for full-time position, with the township. And the territory board made the recommendation to the township to hire, should I just say, okay, Kylie Robertson at a $49,000 starting salary.
How do you spell her first name?
Kleiigh.
Oh, let's start that again.
KY,
Who do I blame for this?
not them.
Well,
KYLEIGH.
K-Y-L-E-I-G-H, okay.
You said who would blame for that spelling?
Believe me, she gets it spelled a lot wrong.
Hard to find those bicycle license plates.
It very much is.
I move to,
Make an
approve-
offer.
To make an, I move to, make an offer for 49 to Kylie.
I second.
Okay.
Never met her, but I'll second it. What would you like to know about her?
I was there but I will say that, thought she was very well qualified and handled herself very well in front of the committee and, would be a good addition if she'll accept our offer, so.
Thank you.
All in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
That's it for the recommendations, I believe.
I think they did make a recommendation.
Okay, please, yes, feel free to step in because.
They made a recommendation about the other applicant.
Correct, yes, there
But I
was.
She denied that offer
Okay,
for part-time.
okay.
She said she already has 2 part-time positions along with her full-time working nights and family. Was saddened to hear that she was not offered a position, but said she was too busy for a part-time position at this point, so. Do you need to talk about the other ambulance equipment?
Equipment update is on the list.
It's kind of a territory recommendation also, so.
Sort of, yeah, but it also went to the township board as
Yeah.
well. So
Okay.
the next line item is gonna be the cotton load system and all of that discussion that we have had. Will fall under equipment update, I suppose.
All right.
So with that, the territory board and the township board were both provided with numbers for the life pack, which is the heart monitor, a cot and load system to go on to mobile 1 when that equipment was removed per the settlement agreement. So the numbers that were sent around, we did take immediate action on because the money is in the budget, but I wanted it to go to the boards for opinions on what we were going to be doing. So just so that we are discussing it in a public forum, the numbers that went around for a brand new cot and load system and heart monitor, the new cost, including the ProCare, which is the maintenance plan, was $140,510.01. For used, which would be refurbished with a new life pack, because of the lead time, we would be somewhere in the range of 80 people in front of us on a waiting list for a used heart monitor, with no guarantee of when we would receive that. So we quoted new for the life pack. But the refurbished cot and load system with a new life pack cost was $117,506.03. And then we also were given a number for a new but 1-year-old model, which also included the ProCare and the new Life Pack heart monitor, and that cost was $115,768. Given that that was less than the cost of a used refurbished model, the overwhelming response by the boards was, we would be crazy not to go that route. So, if you guys would like to discuss that publicly with why you voted the way you voted, or, that was the action that was taken on that.
My thinking was that since it's a new but 1-year-old unit, but still carries the same warranty.
Yes,
And then with the new, the rest of it being the same.
it's just a
Was a-
1-year-old model.
Yeah, there was really no difference in what we would receive, so that was my thinking.
Well, I guess I was thinking brand new.
You're thinking brand new?
Yeah.
Rather than a 1-year-old brand new model.
At 115, a 1-year-old brand new? We're guaranteed that?
Yes, yep.
I guess I could live with that then. If I can see it in your eyes,
Yeah,
okay.
yep,
I mean, I'm not the one that has to go around in it and save lives.
right.
So the way I look at it is, we're nearing the end of 2025. If I go to the dealership and they've got a Chevy on there that's been sitting there for a year, but it's still brand new,
Okay.
that's what I'm getting. I'm getting a brand new Chevy at a reduced price because they want to get it off their lot.
Okay.
And that's exactly what this scenario
As
was.
long as it comes with the warranty, I'm happy.
Great.
So in line with that, I know it's not needed, but I would move to support that and express my appreciation for those involved in that process. Period.
Speeding up the timeline too, that,
Yeah,
Also
How long
true.
will it take to get this?
delivery is the 24th. And
5 days from now.
so
Okay.
far, we have it scheduled for the following day to get installed. And the ambulance is in service as a backup. We borrowed from another department close by parts to get a cot in it. The cot is power, but the load system is not. It's just manual, so we still have to help the cot in. And it does not have a heart monitor. It has just a defibrillator, an AED. But that technically by state standards is all that is required. So, and we're running it out as a backup ambulance right now. If something happens to the first one or we get a second call, so we can at least respond, but
Okay.
hopefully that changes in the next week or so.
Second?
motion and a second made. Any further discussion? Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Post same sign.
Any other equipment update that you have, or,
No.
then I think we're on to the trustee update. I've got several items, so,
Do you guys have anything for me or can I go to my other meeting?
do you have anything in the good or the order line item?
I don't think so. I didn't know if Judy got these. If-
No, she wouldn't have, so I can give them to her.
No. The only other, so Chad's administrative work that he had turned into the territory board, and Judy, you can have my copy since I'm gonna take off. He did note and highlight that there was about an extra 10 hours of work trying to get through that settlement stuff of all the extra equipment and getting it put away and all the other items that was put on. So he had significant number of administrative hours for the month of August, so.
I'm sure.
Month of
Yeah.
October?
he-
Oh, he didn't
I would
update it.
imagine that's
He didn't update it.
quite a mess.
Let's see.
Thank you, guys. Have a good Thanksgiving if I don't see you.
No, you don't.
I wasn't gonna say that, but.
Okay, so for the trustee update, first off on the agenda, I've got a snapshot of this is where the fund balances are. That was as of Sunday when I was up here. So, let me see here. Then for the township assistants, and I'm sorry, I normally have the breakdown on here, but I didn't get it on there this time. We've had 21 applications for township assistants. Of those, 18 were approved, 3 were denied, 26 adults and 14 kids have been assisted.
Is this your highest month?
No, it's not. Actually, usually that's closer to spring when the utility, like during the winter months when they aren't shutting people off and
Shut off.
yeah. Then in March usually is when there's kind of more applications come in. But we have had 2 in the last week that I've met with, which has been challenging to make time for. But, and did have my first propane tank fill. That's been the first time that we've actually had somebody need a propane tank fill. And I know other townships have experienced that, but we just don't have that many people with propane tanks in North Township. But any questions about that?
Could you go through the numbers one more time?
Yeah. 21 applications, 18 approved, 3 were denied, which those were from standing earlier in the year. So that's not new. That 3 has stayed 3 for some time now. Let me see.
So this is year to date?
Yes.
Okay.
There've been, let me see, one request for rental assistance. One for cremation assistance. One that was approved. And the remainder have been utilities. So that is absolutely the prevailing category for township assistance. Any other questions about any of that before I move on to my next line? Okay. We will, just as a heads up, we will be doing additional line item appropriations, shuffling some things around between categories within the same fund. So that's the caveat there. We can't move easily from general to fire if we wanted to without doing a hearing on that, but we can move from fire fund to fire fund category as needed. So while we did some last month, we will have some additional ones to do. Along that line, I have the proposed additional appropriation, what I would like to publish in the newspaper for us to have an official hearing on it in December to move the money from the rainy day fund, that $36,030.
Does my motion earlier make this difficult, or so we still go through with this?
Yes, because we didn't budget to spend anything from the rainy day fund. We're just opting to do that before the end of the year, so we have to do an additional appropriation with the state.
And my impression is that we want to zero it out.
Ideally, yes.
Yeah.
Where we're going tonight, it won't be hard.
That's,
You're doing a good job.
yeah.
In the economy, but those are things that have to be done.
Yes. And no action is needed on that additional appropriation. I just wanted you guys to see that we would like to get that done. So I'm proposing that we have a meeting on December 11th, which would be a Thursday. And I know that's a little out of the ordinary, but I'd like to try to coincide it with when I'm already scheduled to be up here because of just the sheer chaos of my calendar right now. If that,
December 11th?
December 11th at 6 PM. If that won't work for you guys, absolutely, I will explore a different day. I just thought I could then not have.
What about this?
Are they gonna be in here every Tuesday and Thursday?
That's what they've been in here, I don't know.
I think I can check with Chad if you want me to.
If you could you? Yeah,
That's the only
Thank
thing I
you.
was thinking.
That's a Thursday, you said?
yes.
Okay.
All right, Sandy's gonna call Chad and ask him about the class. I thought that they were gonna be done by the
They may be
11th,
done, I don't know for sure.
but that way we'll know. Thank you. Let me see, we had previously discussed sending a letter to the property owner that borders Fairmont. I sent that letter, I have not had any response yet, but I wanted to let you guys know that I did send a letter, just simple, I could even pull it up if you wanted me to. I'm not going to put it up on the screen because I don't want everybody else to see who the property owner is, I don't know, we just won't.
He must be out,
Okay.
I don't know if you wanna check with Matthew.
Do you have Matthew's number that you can call
Oh, yeah.
him? You can call him and ask. Thank you. Let's see, test. Township. Here we go. She said, I'm reaching out to you on behalf of North Township, Marshall County, who owns the property that borders yours to the south, Fairmont Cemetery. This is simply a request that if you would be willing to discuss your plans for the property that is currently undergoing excavation, the township is interested in hearing your plans. Particularly, do your plans include putting up a fence that runs along the property line, as the state of Indiana has made it known that all cemeteries are to have fences surrounding its borders. So if a fence was in your plans, the township would be interested in discussing that with you. Again, this is no way a legal request and is simply an inquiry. If you're willing to discuss, please contact the trustee on her cell phone at this number.
Oh,
So, just haven't received a response yet,
hey Matthew,
so.
Emily wants to have a meeting up here December 11th, it's on
Uh,
a Thursday.
Am I correct to say I went by and it was semi-dark when I drove?
Okay, sure.
Have they put an asphalt drive?
I don't think that that's asphalt. I think it's just dark dirt right now. Like,
Okay, I couldn't see.
I think
had too many
so.
cars behind me,
It
and I
was,
wanted to look to see what they were up to.
it was dusk when I drove by this evening too and just noticed that looks like it's maybe been the last day or so. I'm not positive.
It's some kind of substance that's very fine that resists washout.
Okay,
They're putting it in the lake fill up there along the restaurant, along the curb. And
Matthew's gonna pull over and look at his
there's so much
syllabus.
that's kind of really granular stuff.
okay. Oh,
That's what
well,
they've got on here, but that's all I can tell you.
okay, thank you.
You wanna,
Do we have to meet here?
We need to meet here,
Because of the video.
right? Okay, I guess I'll just have to make it work on my calendar. What about the day before? The 10th?
Wednesday,
Wednesday the 10th?
Yes.
I'm good.
I'm good.
yep.
Okay. I'll do that. December 10th at 6 PM.
Will this be the final before the end of the year, do you think?
Yes,
Unless something comes up?
unless something comes up.
Okay.
So we'll be addressing salary ordinances, doing the anti-nepotism statute, which I'll be discussing again a little bit further here. And line item appropriations, the additional appropriation contracts. Segueing into that, contracts, the library, I had already told you guys that the library had sent their proposed contract. I've sent the inquiry to figure out where the funds are at, so I'm just waiting to hear on that. So I don't want to take action until we know where those funds sit. The White Cemetery, Matt Smith, who handles the mowing and all of that, is still going to be doing the work out at White Cemetery, and the poor guy, he has been trying to find time to meet with me. My schedule has just been next to impossible. He's just wanting to meet out at White's to figure out what exactly we're wanting clear off, so he makes sure that it gets done the way that we want it to get done. I didn't know if either of you Steves who had seen the pictures, you know, Judy, you just weren't here in the point in the year we were discussing this, if either of you would be willing to meet with him out there, because my schedule is so just not available right now, until dark, and then it's too late to go out there and meet with him. Is that something either one of you would be willing to do?
So our function would be to tell them what to do
Clear.
and what not to do?
Basically, it's just like what all, you know, we want him to clear the brush around the entryway, limbs that you think look hazardous. That's what we're doing out at White's. And he just wants clarification on.
I have.
Okay.
I would feel but if we had two people, it'd be a meeting.
Correct, you'd be a quorum.
So you both can't go.
No.
I would feel comfortable if one of you did that. I just feel odd being the one to tell him, do this, don't do that tree, you know. I don't know,
It's no different than me doing it personally.
Afraid to step on someone or park back out there? Well, but
I can do that if you want. If you
anything's
do
an
that.
improvement of what's there.
Absolutely.
And, you know, if it doesn't scope out to be enough, then in the future, we'll have to do more.
Yeah.
Steve Barber, you do what's the best that you think would make it
Yeah.
look good.
Perfect.
So be it.
Steve, are you okay if I give Matt your phone number to reach out to you to coordinate a time? Okay, thank you.
I actually met him when he was cleaning up at Fairground.
Okay,
We don't want the stone wall out in front, rebuild.
Pardon me?
We don't want the stone wall.
Like-
Okay.
There's one.
this is
there.
just trees and brush and.
There's one there.
Okay, thank you. I genuinely appreciate that. Okay. Covered that.
I'm gonna be gone for about 6 days over Thanksgiving.
Honestly, that's still probably going to get out there faster than I'm going to be
Okay.
able to do that.
Gotcha.
The anti-nepotism statute. So this was discussed at the territory meeting, so I'll circle back with it, so that way I'm rehashing it with you and Judy that you can hear it. The township by state statute, we have to have an anti-nepotism statute. We already do have an anti-nepotism statute in place. When Kylie Robertson had applied for the position with the township, because her dad, Chad Robertson, is already employed as a full-time EMT with the township, we decided, you know what, let's go ahead and reach out to the township attorney and make sure everything is in place and in line. So he's updated the anti-nepotism statute for us just to make sure everything is perfectly clear and transparent. Because he doesn't use a lot of legalese. He makes things, he writes things in a way that anybody could pick it up and actually understand what they're reading. But through that process, it was determined that Chad, who was the assistant chief of the fire department, could not be the assistant chief of the fire department when Kylie was hired on. He can be elected to the position after she is employed here. So he resigned his position as the assistant chief. They are holding elections in the month of December, and I fully anticipate he will probably be nominated and elected as the assistant chief. But wanted you guys to be aware of that progression of things, that's per the state statute. Elections are okay. Appointments are not.
Understood.
Understood.
Okay. Then there is a proposed resolution in front of you guys. 2025-6, if I remember correctly, the fees for copying charges. This is to amend essentially, but we have to do it as a new resolution. The resolution that was established last year regarding copying charges for the township, this would be if somebody makes a Access to Public Records Act request to the township. So we were previously charging for black and white copies, for color copies, and for certification of records as necessary. Per the state of Indiana, we can in fact also charge for time spent gathering those documents. Per the state of Indiana, it cannot be charged at more than what the hourly rate would be for the individual gathering the documents. If you break down the trustees' pay by hours, that's an astronomical number, and I'm not going to do that. So I put on there a proposed rate of no more than $15 per hour for pulling together documents per an APRA request. So I would just like for you guys to consider that.
Matthew texts back. He said December 11th was their last class.
Okay,
I told him that you guys moved.
thank you.
We don't need action on that right now.
Not unless you guys wanted to. I mean, if you want to review it, make sure everything is, yeah,
If not, it'll be on the 10th.
yeah, that's fine.
Well, to me, it looks like it's, yeah, there's nothing wrong with it, so I recommend that, I move that we establish this resolution 2025-6, establishing the copy fee schedule rates.
I'll second that motion, or did you?
No.
Okay.
Motion's been made and seconded by Steve Barber. We've already discussed it. All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. And we just need to sign the copy.
Thank you.
I got it.
Is there a call? No?
Well, nothing's came up
Okay.
except, so I know, and I don't have my radio with me, so.
Last on my, sorry, long list, guys, is the 1782 notice that I had sent out to the board late last week. I have not received any response from our budget rep. So my assumption is that I will be responding to the 1782 notice, requesting a reconsideration of the equipment replacement fund levy. I would like, with your approval, to include in the language of that request for reconsideration that if they determine that they are not going to grant us the 0.0333 equipment replacement fund levy, that we increase the fire levy by the 0.0333 to account for that, those funds. But I want it to be an either or. Either they're going to give us the equipment replacement fund levy, or if not, okay, then please increase the tax rate, the 0.0333, which would still put us where we had originally intended to be.
Right.
Do you need a motion for that?
I think,
I mean, I prefer it, so that way I don't feel like I'm acting independently on that, as long as you guys are in agreement that that would be how you would like to proceed.
I move that we, how would you word it? So, that we,
Request that the state reconsider the 0.0333 equipment replacement fund levy, or in the alternative, increase the tax levy 0.0333 for the fire.
What she said.
Okay, what she said.
I second what she said.
Very good. So I just wanna digress just a minute.
Sure.
Say that, so if they turn that down on both accounts, that means our budget will be less
Correct.
for the year, so.
The levy will be less
Levy
than that,
will be less,
yes,
right.
yes.
So that'll affect future years, obviously.
For equipment replacement purchases, and that's essentially what my request to them had indicated, which I can, let me pull it up, because you guys haven't heard like my formal response.
Okay. That's fine, I just wanted to, so that we know what effect it may have if
Sure.
we don't receive that, and, would it benefit us to try to contact her, or just let you do that?
Check
You
the
know-
status of our situation.
I'm surprised that I haven't heard a response from her. That's actually a little out of the ordinary. So I did get an automated response stating that like she's in the process of finalizing everybody's budgets, but that she'd try to get back within 48 hours. That was on Friday that I had emailed, right? Like when I had contacted each of you was when I had reached out to her.
So maybe tomorrow, otherwise, this has to.
I have to give them a response by Monday, the 24th. So I intend to do that on Sunday if I have not received any response from her.
And that's electronic,
Yes, it would be via email.
okay.
So my language to the state was, I'm writing to formally request reconsideration of the decision to disallow our capital improvement levy due to the capital improvement plan being submitted 6 days after the deadline. While I understand and fully respect the importance of compliance with established timelines, the denial of a levy essential to the long-term financial stability and infrastructure needs of our community, based solely on a brief, non-substantive delay, creates an unreasonable hardship that does not reflect the intent or spirit of the law. The capital improvement levy is a critical funding mechanism that directly affects our ability to maintain safe, functional, and sustainable operations. Disallowing this levy over a minor administrative timing issue, particularly when all substantive requirements were met, undermines the purpose of these processes, to ensure responsible stewardship of public resources and continued service to our constituents. I respectfully request that the department exercise its discretion to accept the filing and approve the levy. 6 days does not materially impact review, oversight, or transparency, yet the consequences of denial are significant and long-lasting for North Township and the community we serve. Thank you for your time, consideration, and understanding. I would appreciate the opportunity to provide any additional documentation or clarification needed to support this request.
Very good.
I felt like that surmised the situation well.
Okay.
So that is what I intend. If I don't hear back from her with this is how you should go through this process, that's what I will be submitting. And I'll then also just include language in there about if you're not willing to reconsider this, then this is what we would like for you to do with the fire levy.
So the motion's been made, seconded, and well discussed now. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thanks.
That is all of my trustee updates. I do know that Matthew, for the good of the order announcements for the fire department, he is actively working on the contract, so we will likely get that proposal out ahead of the December meeting. But as far as I know, I think that was all that was going to be discussed on that line item.
Anything else? Oh,
So for Judy's benefit, Matthew did indicate that he had met with the architects.
Oh, thank you, yes.
Do you wanna put that in your own words here?
Sure, although I honestly haven't even had a conversation with him about it, but that he was going to have a written, like some form of a plan within
by the end of the year.
Okay.
About regarding permanent housing,
Yes.
that sort of thing, so.
Different options and the way that that could be structured for us.
Have feasibility.
Good.
Sandy has an announcement.
I do?
Yeah, there's a auxiliary bake sale.
Oh, I'm not on that, sorry, but yes, there is one, it'd be this Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, down at,
Max Market.
yeah. Probably from 9 to noon is normally what they are. Oh,
Very good. I saw that on Facebook.
yeah, like what?
And then it's Alice's turn.
Okay, one of the things that had been mentioned when we went into the fire territory is that the funds do not come in until June of 2026.
Correct.
So with the spending you've approved today and the current balance, we're not gonna have to borrow anything up till that point?
The funds are, the information that we were told about the June of 2026 was incorrect. The funding came in 2025.
Okay, so.
So no, we will not be borrowing any money.
No borrowing.
Okay, that was just the one thing that I had, that
Yes.
heard and we
Yes.
were gonna be short funded.
Correct, and then,
It didn't happen, all right.
Correct.
Okay.
yes.
What's the other one that we were signing?
One,
No.
Oh, I do
That's the
actually have,
resolution to sign, and
Okay.
these are the minutes.
There you go.
last meeting.
while you guys are signing and wrapping up, and Steve had mentioned it ahead of the meeting, we do, per the interlocal agreement, we're going to have a joint meeting with the town of La Paz to discuss the annual financial report and all of that, that needs to happen before the end of January. So we have to have our first township meeting would be on January 6th at 6 PM. That is the first Tuesday after the first Monday. We're required by law to have our meeting that night. Sorry, I'll let Judy finish signing so that way you know you're fine. That way she can pull out her notepad. So the state of Indiana, Judy, I don't know if you knew this. A township has to have its first meeting of the year on the first Tuesday after the first Monday, whatever date that falls on. Well, next year it's January 6th. At that meeting is when we establish the board positions, set up like a finance committee. We'll just determine who's going to sit on the territory board, so on and so forth. And legally, it has to be January 6th per the state of Indiana. So we will be having a meeting at 6 PM on that evening. And then I'd like to propose that we have the joint meeting, which I will have to take to the town and determine their availability. So this is tentative, January 12th. And I would love to do that as a joint meeting, hear the information of the annual financial report at 6 PM, followed by a township meeting at probably 7 PM, I would imagine, should be more than enough time, so that way official action can be taken on the annual financial report.
what day of the week is the 12th?
The 12th would be a Monday. Is that not a good day of the week for you?
That's a terrible day of the
Okay.
week for me.
Wednesdays,
Wednesdays are perfect.
so that would be the 14th.
Would that work for everyone?
I will probably join the meetings by Zoom.
When are you leaving town?
Prior to that.
Monday or Tuesday,
Of that week?
yeah. On the, it could be the 12th or 13th, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Oh,
He'll be
I'm
by
not,
Zoom.
I can't remember, I can't remember exactly.
As long as you're comfortable with that, that way that I feel like I have enough time to pull the information together for both boards.
Yeah, it's good when I get information ahead of time and with the announcements if possible.
Yep.
I don't always get to it, but, you know, I spend the day traveling, it might be difficult to pull that, but at least it's available to me. So I can put it down for the 14th then.
Thank you.
6 o'clock,
Thank you.
followed by a 7 o'clock meeting. So 6 is what the town joint meeting, 7 is after the first meeting is the town. Attorney thing.
So, I'm trying to think here, so. Hang on. I'm trying to picture in my mind, what we're doing on those days. I have some dates here, but Beth is the one that does all the scheduling, so, let's put it down and I'll make it happen.
And you know what, the town may come back and say that that's not gonna work for any particular reason, in which case I'll be reaching out to reschedule anyhow. It just has to be before the end of January, so. Okay,
Very good, thank
that's
you.
all I have.
All right,
And so again, 6 o'clock is the joint meeting.
7 would be the township meeting.
Okay.
whatever the first one.
Yeah.
All right, if Alice is done with this.
Yep.
I would
You have
entertain a
good news
motion,
for me.
I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second?
First, second,
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Ayes have it. Thank you.